So you've just been diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and you also have blood pressure. And you're asking, is there a correlation between the two? The short answer is yes. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what's happening. My name is Dr. Story. I've been a doctor of chiropractic for over 26 years. I'm going to give you some realistic advice based on my experience and based on the scientific literature. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is a conundrum because we tend to think of people that have liver disease as alcoholics, people that have been taking a lot of drugs or, well, pharmaceutical drugs as well as illegal drugs. They all affect the liver. And alcohol in particular really damages the liver. But when someone who never drinks at all gets a fatty liver, you start to wonder, why is that? And then very often they have high blood pressure as well. Well, there is a correlation between the two. And what's interesting is the same thing that kind of causes one kind of contributes to the other. By trying to cure one, you can also cure the other. I have had some patients recently who were diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and all they were told was, oh well, this is what you have. You may want to change your diet, with no direction as to, well, what the heck do you change? Primarily, the reason why we develop high blood pressure and the reason why we develop non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is because we're in a chronic inflammatory state because of our lack of exercise, our diet, and our environment. So what do we do about it? Well, we could try to change our environment, we can try to exercise, and we can try to change our diet. But to what? What is it that works the best? Should we join a exercise class that does high intensity interval training because you heard that's the best? And should you go on a diet that your neighbor told you about that is supposed to, he lost 40 pounds in 2 weeks and maybe you should try it too? The answer is no. It's actually simpler than it sounds. This one particular patient that I was just talking to and that motivated me to make this video just now here at lunch, he drank a lot of coffee, like 3 or 4 cups a day. He was eating fast food, didn't really eat a lot of vegetables. He's married, so when I asked him, you know, what do you guys cook at dinner? And he basically said, whatever my wife makes is what I eat, you know, so he doesn't even have any real control over things in that regard. His blood pressure was high too. So we discussed how, you know, we kind of pinpoint, I said, well, what do you eat for breakfast? What do you eat for lunch? What do you eat for dinner? What do you eat for snacks and things of that nature? And we kind of said, well, how can we find, what vegetables do you like? And that's the key. It's the vegetables. The more vegetables you can get into your body, the better, the less inflammation you're gonna have. Now, I didn't tell him to become a vegan, I didn't tell him to become a vegetarian, but we just said, well, what are you eating now? And how can we start to add some vegetables to it, and then as time goes on, just add more and more proportions of vegetables. So he agreed to try to have some type of vegetable at lunchtime because he wasn't, this particular patient, he wasn't really eating breakfast. Not because he joined the intermittent fasting cool club, it's just he just didn't eat breakfast. You know, that was just his thing. So at lunchtime, we discussed how we can start adding a salad to whatever it is that he is currently eating. So if he's gonna have his normal lunch, that's fine, but is there a way that we can take that lunch, maybe cut it in half, and add a salad to it where you've got lots of leafy greens, you've got some broccoli, you've got some green beans, you've got snow peas, you've got some carrots, you've got all these different types of things. Now I know already I just pissed some people off by saying carrots. No one's getting fatty liver disease from eating a carrot because this patient clearly has non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and he never ate a carrot. So we discussed how if you can just add a salad, a big, nice, tasty salad that tastes good, full of different vegetables. So when you look at it, it's got, you know, all the colors of the rainbow type of thing. And then maybe use olive oil, you know, who would have thunk it, as a dressing. Then right there you've got some control. And then at dinner time, whatever your wife makes, go shopping with your wife and start buying stuff, vegetables, learn how to cook vegetables, learn how to steam vegetables. You can steam peas, you can steam broccoli, you can steam all different types of things depending on, and I realize that YouTube goes throughout the world, so there's some vegetables that are not inherently available in your particular country, I get it. but whatever vegetable that tastes good to a person, and start just going online and learning some recipes. It's very easy. I mean, steaming vegetables is quite easy. You just put them in a pot, steam them until they get a little bit soft. I like them a little crispy. Add some olive oil, salt and pepper, maybe some red pepper flakes. They're delicious, you know, with some olive oil. It's great. So you start adding those things, and then of course the cutting out of coffee needs to occur, because he wasn't drinking black coffee. He was drinking, the typical, I don't want to say where, I don't want to get demonetized or someone gets upset. Oh my gosh, someone will get upset. But it starts with an S, or, starts with another place across the street starts with a C. But when you go to these coffee places and they put sugar in it and they put cream in it and they put all these different things to give it flavor, you're basically eating dessert 3 or 4 times a day. So all that refined sugar, all those processed foods, when you start to eliminate those foods, you have to give it time. But you can heal these conditions by reducing the chronic inflammation that leads to both of these conditions, high blood pressure and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So you can do it. You just have to take little small steps. And because these conditions take a long time to develop, you're not going to cure this in 2 weeks. Go ahead and start making changes in your lifestyle, and you will find that in time, could be 6 months, could be a year, that these conditions do start to improve. Constipation, lack of sleep, muscle pain, migraines. How much longer do we have to suffer? Why aren't we taking magnesium supplements? 70% of people are not getting enough magnesium in their diet because they're either limiting the amount of food that they're eating, or they're limiting the types of food that they're eating. If you were eating broccoli, you'd have to eat 21 cups of broccoli to get 400 milligrams of magnesium. You'd have to eat 2.5 ounces of pumpkin seeds, 5 ounces of almonds, or 3 cups of spinach, all equal 400 milligrams of magnesium. And unless you're eating like that, that is why we benefit so much from taking magnesium supplements. Now you could do whatever you want. Take whatever magnesium supplement that you want. But the one that I have been using is from Bioptimizers. It's this one called Magnesium Breakthrough, and it is awesome. I simply take 2 tablets at nighttime before I go to bed. It supplies 500 milligrams of magnesium. It's got 7 different types of magnesium in it. Magnesium helps support our health. It helps our heart. It helps our muscles. It helps us sleep. It helps with people with headaches. It helps a ton of things and helps support our body in its natural healing. Bioptimizers is the sponsor of this video, so I will put their link down below in the description, and also there will be a discount code.